Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Coming at you late on a Wednesday. A little later than I wanted it to, but just took a hot minute to get set up here, and I tell you, the shows they're getting harder to do. I'm not gonna lie, they're getting harder to do. Especially this past week. Short story, I messed my left knee up pretty bad. I'm getting an MRI next week. Not going to be doing much working, and it really sucks. It really sucks because things were just starting to get good, and then this happens. So, I'm hoping it's nothing earth-shattering because I've been through the worst with my back, up to over, between 10, 15 years ago. So this whole bone, I've been trying to get a little healthier, and well, this did not help my journey at all. So, but I'll do what I can when I can on here. Not feeling too terrible tonight. Just been doing a lot of resting it, icing it, and a lot of Aleve. Nothing killer, just Aleve. That's it. So, So any well wishes, any of that stuff, any prayers, obviously appreciated. I will keep you guys informed, how it's going. The results of the MRI next week, which I'm looking forward to, but I'm not looking forward to because I just whatever this is that happened to my knee, I just want it to be fixed. If it's just like, if there's like nothing wrong with it and something just got, if something in the knee, look, I don't know all the parts of the knee. I've seen people go through knee stuff. My wife had knee replacement surgery, so I know a little, but I don't know what's going on with my knee, and that's a hard thing to swallow. It's, like I said, this is really backtracking. I was really doing good at work, and then all of a sudden this, and I'm like, yep, this really kind of wrecks work for me. But it is what it is. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to come back. So that's the short-term and long-term goal, because I don't know how long this is going to take. But nonetheless, that's what I've been dealing with lately in a nutshell. So if you're not seeing a lot from me on social media or the Discord, that's why. I poke up here and there. Oh, here's something, and then I go back into hiding. So yeah, not too much for me lately. But we're here. It's Wednesday night. Lots to talk about. Oh my goodness! Within the last few days, there has been some like major news going on in the world of wrestling, between Impact and WWE. And then we will also cover tonight's AEW review. We'll talk about the highlights. We'll talk about one of my favorites, this guy right here, Mr. Orange Cassidy. I'm late to the Orange Cassidy fan club. I will admit that. I wasn't. It took me a while. I'm like, what is this guy? I didn't know what he was all about. And then he joined, and now he just kicks ass, and he's an absolute joy to watch. So we got some figgies on the way. We got one that just got shipped. The best part about this one, I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to do this without a reflection. Jiminy Christmas. There. You can kind of see it there. What's wrong with this guy? Look at his shades. He's looking like Weekend at Bernie's And if you don't know the movie, please go watch Weekend at Bernie's. It's a fun 80s comedy. So, yes, Courtney, we'll get to all that. So you know what? Let's talk some Impact news. There is a ton, and I mean a ton, of Impact news to unpack here. There is a new signing. You know what? Let's just get that out of the way, shall we? There is a new signing for Impact Wrestling. The news came out, I believe, earlier today. There was rumors about it over the course of the last week after her debut, but she was on some podcast today, and the news came out. It's official. Kylan King has signed with Impact Wrestling, and I'm very excited for that. She popped up. For those of you that don't know her history, of course, over the course of the last few years, she popped up as part of a new breed of indie, we'll just say indie stars, indie darlings, whatever you want to say, in AEW when the pandemic started. There was a handful of them that joined Cody's school, and I know she went to other schools. I'm not saying she went to Cody's school exclusively, and that's the only place she was ever in. I'm not saying that. She reveals some of that in that interview she did earlier today. She was in there, and she was in BTE, and she was in I'm pretty sure she was probably in Sammy Guevara's vlog too. But she was doing a lot of wrestling, either for Dynamite or the what is it, the dark shows, whatever. She was doing a bunch of those, and a few of those people got signed, but for some reason they didn't pull the trigger on her. I'm like, why do you feature her and not pull the trigger on it? I don't get it. But hey, not everyone sees what everyone else sees. So, and then shortly after that, you didn't see her no more in AEW, and she started popping up in, what was it, NWA, across the indie scene. But she had that little bit of TV time to get under her belt that helped show her off to everyone. So, and then she was doing some stuff with NWA, and the more she popped up there, I know myself and fellow Impact fans were like, hey, it'd be great if she showed up on Impact, and then no one knew if she was actually signed to NWA or if she was just doing dates or what. I have no clue. And then all of a sudden, she shows up not too long ago in Impact Wrestling, and that really started getting the chatter going. And sure enough, she surprises everyone this last week, showing up as a part of the Coven. What? How do you? I don't know. Tomato, whatever. But yeah, there's the news. She signed now with Impact Wrestling. She's part of Taylor Wilde's Coven, whatever. I'm reading all of Courtney's comments here. Hate MJF. Sammy Guevara, though. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, Sammy's still. I know a lot of people hate Sammy. Sammy's still one of my favorites. He was on TV twice tonight. We'll get to that, Courtney. We'll get to that. What else? All right, so Kylan King signs with Impact Wrestling. Lots of updates on this on Sacrifice, which is coming up next week. Let's go to, you know what? Let's go to the events page. We gotta do this one thing at a time. Oh, damn, that looks cool. Save that. Hell yeah. So Sacrifice, let's run down the card and the new matches that were added. Oh, and so much more. And I love this font they're using. I know I've downloaded it. I got to remember and see which one it is. It's badass, the Sacrifice, the font they use for this. All right, so the main, what looks like is the main event is a 6-man tag team match. Time Machine versus Josh Alexander, Rich Swann, and Frankie Kazarian. Knockouts World Title rematch. Jordan Grace versus. Oh, excuse me, it's getting late. Jordan Grace versus the defending Mickie James. Busted open match. I'm guessing that's like a first blood match. I've watched a lot of wrestling. I can't imagine what else it could have been other than whoever, you know, if you lose a busted open match, you're kicked off a busted open radio. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But nonetheless, Tommy Dreamer versus Bully Ray. It's got to be a first blood match. It's got to be. Trey Miguel defending his X Division Championship against a hand-picked opponent, handpicked by Santino Marella. Fill in the blank, please. Let me know who you think it is. I'm assuming it's someone from New Japan, because considering a lot of this is New Japan based, leading up to that next show I'm going to be talking about. Tag titles on the line. Bullet Club defending. That's Ace Austin and Chris Bay defending against the Mighty Don't Kneel tag team out of New Japan. Tremendous. Let's see. And then a heated grudge match. Let the chili hit the floor. Let the chili hit the floor. Sorry. Giselle Shaw versus Deonna Purrazzo, and so much more. All right, let's go back to the events page here. We get caught up on the multiverse. United, only the strong survive. All right, so we got Josh Alexander versus Kushida for the Impact World title. And this is just kind of like a bragging rights match. I guess there's no real gimmick here. It's Will Ospreay versus Mike Bailey. It's just going to be amazing. Moose versus Jeff Cobb. Two big, meaty men slapping meat. Don't get too excited there. X Division scramble for the X Division title. This should be a lot of fun. Trey Miguel defending against Frankie Kazarian, Rich Swann, Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, and Rocky Romero. Impact World Tag Team Championship on the line. The Bullet Club, Ace and Bay, the ABC, Ace and Bay Connection, defending against Aussie Open, TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneel, and the Motor City machine guns. Shut up and take my money. We got a 8-man tag, 4-on-4. We got Fred Rosser, Alex Coughlin, Callahan, and PCO. Very interesting how they did this. They didn't just do Impact versus New Japan. They split each side, half Impact, half New Japan. Very interesting. So the other team is Eddie Edwards, Joe Hendry, Tom Lawler, and Kratos. Crazy. Now, this next match is probably not what fans wanted to hear, but I still think there's an option for a surprise here. And this is what I'm talking about. Excuse me. Knockouts World Title match. Fatal 4-Way. Mickie James defending against Deonna Purrazzo, Giselle Shaw, and Miyu Yamashita. Now, Yamashita is, let's see here, Tokyo Joshi Pro. That's where she's from, Tokyo Joshi Pro. So not Stardom, but she is from Joshi Pro Wrestling. Okay. So the stakes are high here. It's going to be a ton of fun. I tell you what, though, this leaves a lot open here because I believe that at this show, we could still see, you know who, Mercedes Moné, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. Surprise Mickie James at this event and challenge her for Rebellion. That's my guess. Doesn't even have to show up on Impact Wrestling television if she doesn't want to, but she's already been on television because through like side promoting and stuff, it's been there. So lots of updates there. One last thing I wanted to talk about. Damn. You know what? I have to bust out one of these bad boys. As much as I don't want to. Oh my God, is it my last one? Hand is stuck in the box. Last one. You know what? We're just going to crack her open. We don't want to be falling asleep while we're live here, do we? That is tasty. Better ice cold, but that is still tasty. All right. So, what was I going to mention? Okay, yeah. So in the world of WWE news, and there's a few things, but I can't, I didn't want to talk about too much stuff tonight. Thank you, Courtney. Courtney, what a sweetheart. So news came out earlier today about the Garcia twins. The Garcia twins. Oh, there's the... There. Oh, we better save that one. Yeah. All right. What is he doing? What's he doing? Oh, I'm just seeing headlines. I'm just seeing headlines on WrestleZone.com. Someone new is all elite. Oh, there's more news. My goodness. Huh. Interesting. All right. So now there's another interesting headline. All right, well, we'll just combine these two headlines that I was planning on talking about here. The Garcia twins are no longer part of the WWE. And to share this other headline here, Nikki Garcia, formerly Nikki Bella, shares that the Garcia twins are not going to AEW because they were talking about going through a forbidden door, if you will. There's a Forbidden Door pay-per-view that was just also just announced from AEW. I'm sure people are putting 1 and 1 together to make 2. Or in this case, you put 1 plus 2 Bellas equals 3. No, I don't know what you get 3. Anyways, never mind. So look, basically they've done everything they could do in the WWE. They've become entrepreneurs. They've started their own brands, their own businesses outside of the WWE. It's just time to move on. And so, hey, props to them. Look, Nikki's even a co-host on a TV show after, what is it, after Raw, after SmackDown, after one of those? I don't know. It's like a bar game, something. I don't know. Oh, that was yesterday? It was after Raw? Okay. Well, nonetheless, within the last 24 to 48 hours, whatever. So Nikki and Brie Garcia, formerly Bella, officially no longer part of the WWE. And oh yeah, thank you. Courtney's fingers are just flying mad tonight. Barmageddon, gotcha. Thank you. So yeah, I'm, what are they going to do? I don't know. Are they going to continue on with their reality series just in their life, in their marriages, their businesses? What are they going to do? I don't know. I was more of a Bellas fan when they returned to the WWE, and that's because they pulled a card out of the hand of, so to speak, of one like Trish Stratus, who actually put in the work and learned how to wrestle, unlike some of the other girls who were just models and did pillow fights and bullshit like that and really didn't know how to wrestle. But there were plenty of women wrestlers that, defined their brand well and knew how to wrestle. The Bellas were some of those. They really represented well. At least I feel like they did. Now, I know they've had some hiccups along the way. You show me someone that hasn't had some hiccups along the way. Seriously. Everyone makes mistakes. Everybody, has an embarrassing moment here and there. Guys and girls alike, and some unfortunately stick with some for the rest of their career. Some can move on and outshine all their past mistakes. In this case, in the case of the Bellas, now the Garcias, I think they've outshined anything negative of the past and have represented themselves well, really well. So, yeah, like I said, what's next? They're going through some forbidden door. I don't know. Are they going to follow Sasha Banks? Are they even going to do anything in wrestling? I don't know. But, I'm sure their fans are going to keep an eye on them. I might have to head over to their YouTube channel, see if there's anything new on there. So yeah, that. Anything else I was thinking about talking about outside of AEW? Oh, I was going to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. The only one I think officially mentioned so far, unless Buddha's been mentioned and I just don't know about it, is Rey Mysterio. Hogan's also mentioned the Rougeau brothers on his social media. So that's probably happening. Man, I hated the Rougeaus. But hey, good on them getting in the Hall of Fame. Rey Mysterio, I was not expecting that one. But you wrap up your career wrestling your son at WrestleMania. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And is he... the bump announced it. The Great Muta. Okay, cool. Conan's gonna put in Ray, which is interesting. I know Conan doesn't have a lot of love for the WWE. He's been doing his own thing between Impact Wrestling and then MLW, and he's always been doing stuff on and off for AAA. So he's doing his own thing, but WWE is big enough to realize that you got a guy like Rey Mysterio in your corner and you're putting him in the Hall of Fame. You let him in, you let whoever induct him, whoever he wants. So looking forward to that. And it, I haven't paid much attention to Ray lately. I mean, I have noticed his son doing pretty good. It's he's getting plenty of boos, and if that's, I can't tell if it's just regular booing or go away heat, but that's neither here nor there. It's all subjective. I think Ray's son Dominic is doing a fine job. I think Ray has done a fine job with him. It's a little hard to watch the storyline because, if you're a father and you have a son, you're like, man, what if my kids were doing this to me? And, you pray that day never comes. But this is wrestling. It's all kayfabe, man, kayfabe. So, you don't like how it's playing out? Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable to watch. It's you think of all those cheery times when Dominic was growing up, and I think of all the times he was little and Eddie was the bad guy, and oh man, so you thought those were some heart-wrenching stories, and then you get to this, man. Eddie's good with the stories, man. Eddie's good. So, hey, it is what it is. It is. It's all wrestling. So, but yeah, congrats to Rey Mysterio. It's going to be an emotional night. I remember watching, like, I can't sit here and say that I saw him in ECW because I didn't watch ECW. I only watched the highlights like way long later on, like, videotapes and DVDs and the network and all that stuff. That's how I get my ECW if I want to watch it. But I did watch Ray and a ton of other amazing luchadors, on WCW Nitro and Thunder for that matter, but in WCW, and then watched him join in, I want to say 2000, or was it 2002? Man, I forget. 2000 or 2002, one of the two. But I remember seeing the debut, and just, man, it just blew my mind. I didn't wait like 2 seconds later. I put them in my video game, and you give them all the crazy lucha moves, and just so much fun. And he's become such a household name. Like, when you talk about people from the WWE over the last 20 years, you talk about Taker, you talk about John Cena, you talk about Shawn Michaels, and in that same conversation, people are talking about Rey Mysterio. It's amazing. And I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, you're looking at figs and stuff, and you pass up the Rey Mysterio figures, and now this happens, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have passed up the Ray figures. I'll get them someday. But yeah, so congrats to Ray. Jeremy Bentley says 2002. Thank you. Man, 2002. That was a crazy year, wasn't it? That was a crazy year. There was a lot of debuts that year. That was ton of people like John Cena and Randy Orton, Batista, all debuted somewhere around 2002, 2003. They graduated, and it was such an influx of new talent between old WCW guys coming over and people coming up from Ohio Valley Wrestling, there was a couple different schools back then. Man, 2002, 2003 was crazy. Such good memories. It's all a big blur, but I remember some of those names from debuting back then. All right, so yeah, wanted to talk just a little bit about Ray and the Hall of Fame, and you're talking about Dolph Ziggler. Dolph's been around a while. Yeah. Started out as, oh God. What was his name? Kerwin White's caddy, a.k.a. Chavito. Chavo. I know there was so many people that I would talk to, and it's like, who is this Kerwin White guy? Could not figure out like who it was. And then you're like, all of a sudden it hits you. Holy shit, it's Chavo. 16 years? Holy crap. Still love Ziggy. Still love him. He's amazing. Still one of my faves. One of my quiet faves. He's not doing big things, but whenever he shows up in the ring, man, he kills it. Just kills it. Good shit. All right, let's talk about some AEW, if you will. Excuse me. My goodness. Brains are just gone tonight. So we had the bar mitzvah, and I'm going to kind of just jump around here a little bit. You're going to have to excuse me. But, my God, that bar mitzvah, that was just ridiculous. The Rizats bringing them down. And then, Oh, they finally updated that. Tremendous. I'll have to update that too. So, obviously we knew he was going to get some kind of run-in, some kind of interruption. Something was going to happen. There were too many people in the fallout from Revolution last week talking about they've got championships in their future. Well, all the right people, in my professional podcasting opinion, showed up this week. I'm like, you got one? Oh, you got two? I wasn't expecting two. Well, you got two. You might as well have three and just get all the pillars of the company in there, if you will. You had Jungle Boy Jack Perry interrupt just as I'm not going to rank on the Jewish religion per se or their customs, but all I'm going to say is, man, MJF getting tossed up and down in the chair looked just I was giggling. I'm not gonna lie, I was giggling. No, I know that's a thing. That's like something they do during weddings and bar mitzvahs. They put them in the chair, they dance them around, they put them up, they put them down, put them up, put them down. It's what they do. It just looks great. And then Jungle Boy Jack Perry comes out. Sammy Guevara comes out. And Darby Allin. Oh, let me tell you, I popped for Jungle Boy. I double popped for Sammy Guevara. Yes, I still love me some Sammy. And I triple popped for Darby Allin. I was like, yeah, Darby Allin's back. And I'm like, okay, cut it off there. I didn't want any more because then it just gets ridiculous. Get everyone, one in each corner. They can all rib on each other, whatever. No, Courtney, that's not the official All Elite Wrestling. At least I highly... Oh, is it? Oh my goodness, is it? It's got a check next to it. Can't be. Oh my God, it is the channel. I assumed it was just somebody making up a channel. It is the official All Elite Wrestling YouTube channel. Just invaded the chat. Well, hello and welcome. It's this is a first. Thank you very much for showing up. You happen to show up after all the other company talk that I was talking about, the WWE, the Impact Wrestling. We're talking about AEW now. So your timing is absolutely perfect. So, wow, I'm just got a little shook by that. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty awesome. Cheers to you, AEW, and keep up the great work. I do cover your stuff warmly on my channel. All right. So all four guys are in the ring. And as soon as MJF starts talking, one by one, they all tell him to shut up. And sorry, I'm just tripping now. They all tell MJF to shut up, and they all give their own little shtick, like why they're coming after him, how they're gonna come after him, or whatever. And then eventually, fight breaks out, and that ends the segment. If you ask me, I say at was going to say Forbidden Door. Wouldn't really make sense at Forbidden Door. And I don't know when the next pay-per-view is. Double or Nothing. It's coming up in a couple months. I'm guessing May or something. I know they announced it. I don't remember it's in Vegas, Double or Nothing. I just don't remember the date. So I'm going to guess that maybe they're going to drag this out till then. I don't know. Or maybe they'll do a special Battle of the Belts on a weekend coming up soon. I don't know. But it's pretty exciting. I hope it's a Fatal 4-Way. I would love to see one of these guys beat MJF. But I don't think it's going to happen soon. I think it's going to happen down the road, because I would love to look, as much as I love guys like CM Punk and Moxley and Bryan Danielson in the company, in my opinion, I think it'd be great to keep it on the pillars. And I'll give props to AEW. They have done a good job. I mean, they did some, pissing in the ring about, some so to speak, complaining about, look, everything's been handed to MJF while we've had to, scrape, beg, borrow, steal, whatever, they've had to do all these things to, to build up stuff on their own. It's all been organic with those guys. They're homegrown talents, and yet MJF says like, well, no, because said, well, you had this guy, you had that guy, you had Sting, you all had help. I did it on my own. So they all had great arguments. It was just really, really well done. Let's see here. Let's go over some of these matches. But that was a great opening segment. Great opening. Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Mox, going up against the Dark Order, Evil Uno, the return of Stu Grayson, and Hangman Page. Now, I know they're in Canada, and Stu Grayson is Canadian. I hope Stu Grayson is sticking around. Do I think he's going to? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. I know he showed up a few months ago at one other show somewhere, somehow, some way. Man, I miss, it's like, that's how the Dark Order started, was Stu and Evil Uno and a bunch of little, minions, I really wish Stu was back in the company, and he proved that tonight. Damn, he's good. It was great to see him. It's like if you forgot how good he was, he proved that tonight. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but Rose Montana says he showed up at the last Canada show. Okay, so that was what, a few months ago? That was like the Canadian debut or something like that. It wasn't too long ago, but okay. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to see him return and get the tag team going again with Evil Uno? I'd love to see it. Excuse me. I'd love to see it. They just, man, I mean, they're a classic tag team. And I say classic because they go back as far as the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks used to wrestle them all the time in the indies. And they were known as, what was it, the Super Smash Brothers or something? Of course, you can't call them that now, but so Blackpool Combat Club won, and I still love the Blackpool Combat Club, but damn, you're really rooting for the underdog here. And of course, Stu Grayson was the one to take the L here. I don't know. And I don't know, they keep talking about John Mox and Hangman Adam Page and the whole war between them. Is it done? Yeah, Generation. No, that was in TNA. I'm talking about way before that. Well, actually, not too long before that, but still before that. So, oh, hi, Ashley. Says, how am I not following this channel? Well, you should. And I'll follow yours. If I'm not, I think I am. I got to check. Let me check. Let's go to... I'm not. Well, you know what? How about a sub for sub? There we go. There. Just subbed your TWM. I don't know how much like current content you're putting on there, but hey, guess what? You're sub nonetheless. And make sure, and look, and I'll publicly apologize here because I've been so busy with work stuff and then this crap with my knee happening. So I was really late at getting the We Talk Indies latest episode out on the TNI channel. So I'm publicly apologizing. That was my screw up. I've been late with the audio across the board. So I'm just throwing out the big A, the big apology here. And we do appreciate you, Ashley, and your crew. I did listen to not all of it, but some of the last show. And let me tell you, I absolutely loved how it went off the rails. And you guys started talking about like new metal and what you liked and didn't like about certain new metal bands. I popped for that. I was like, oh my God, they went from talking about indie wrestling to new metal. I loved it. So, we're behind. No worries. Thank you. Hey, and Bill's in the chat. Bone Man in the saddle. That's right. Back in the saddle. We're trying, Bill. We're trying. And yes, I will be around tomorrow. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to leave you guys high and dry because I was working, but I'm off because of my knee. So unless I'm in absolute agony, I will not be around, but I'm planning on being there. So let's just hope that all goes well. So yeah, you guys missed it. I don't know if they're still here, but the official AEW YouTube channel jumped in the chat and waved hello. That was actually really cool. Can't tell you how much I was like, wow. That really kind of blew my mind there. So, and I did check. Yes, it had the check mark next to it. It is the official one. I was like, well, that's interesting. Like, I wonder who's running that one. So, yeah, we covered all sorts of stuff earlier. And thanks, actually. Much love back to you. All right, back to the review. Jade Cargill defeated Nicole Matthews in no time flat. I was like, look, and I love it when Tony Khan brings in indie stars, even if it is a squash for this person or that person, and some local flavor. That's how Sky Blue started in Chicago. And then she was offered a contract after that. Same but different. But this Nicole Matthews is in the ring, and I was like, oh, this can't be actually what is going on here for the surprise from Canada. And it was rumored to be Taya, and I'm just like, well, let's see how this And before I'm even like not even done with my thought, oh, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, well, there shoots that. So, but then she was she she before she was even done, cussing out Canada, like, this is all you got. And all of a sudden, boom, big bright lettering across the backdrop there is Taya Valkyrie. And Taya Valkyrie got a nice little pop. I was like, I'm like, okay. And this is no shot against like Madison Rayne, but let me tell you, when Madison Rayne showed up, you could have heard a cricket fart. It was it's like, oh man, no love for Madison Rayne. But Taya, now granted, yes, this was Canada, but I feel like this could have been anywhere, in a sense, But oh, MVP's here. What's up, man? You're late. Yes, you're late. But yeah, great to see Taya Valkyrie debut. I'm excited for her. I heard the news about her wrapping up with Impact Wrestling. Yeah, I'm bummed about it, but look, I've become the kind of fan that I'm not going to sit there and hate on them for wanting to get, go after that money. Go after something that's going to be better for you. If she's going to join, well, okay, I can't say if, because, well, let's see here if I can actually bring this up here. Because is it going to let me bring this in here? Oh, must be a ping, JPEG, or GIF. Okay, well, it was the All Elite. It was the Taya Valkyrie is All Elite sign. And actually, you know what? Hang on. We'll get it up here. Hang on a second. I'm going to figure this out. Give me 2 seconds here. Oh, that's as big as that's going to get. All right, never mind. But nonetheless, Taya Valkyrie is All Elite. I'm excited about it. Yeah, Tony posted it. Yeah, he always posts that. It's in the Discord. All right. Thank you. I'm just going to leave it there. You guys saw it. I'm telling it to you. Taya's All Elite. So Taya's going to have her debut match this Friday, which means she probably had it later tonight. I don't think it's a separate show. I'm pretty sure it's all pre-taped. It's going to happen after some NCAA March Madness action, I believe. And whenever that is, I have no idea. So super late at night, maybe. I don't know. Rampage, yes. The TBS title. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just wait, MVP. Just wait. So, yeah, there's some discussion here as far as Taya using Jade Cargill's move. No, that was Taya's move long before Jade's move. So I'm sure that's going to come up. I'll forgive Excalibur for saying, oh, Taya just used Jade's move, or whatever he said. Or maybe he did say that she used her move. I don't know. I'd have to go back and see how he said it, but nonetheless, She looked great. Zach Bonifer, good evening, sir. Oh, so Rampage is going to be on at 11:30 Eastern, which means 10:30 Central. Jiminy Christmas. Could it get a little later? So MVP. You want to know what makes Daddy Magic MVP Aries nipples hard? Is seeing Taya debut in AEW. Yeah, Taya did it first. Oh, MVP, you cracked me up, man. Cheers to you. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. All right. What's so excited for Taya? She wrapped up stuff with Impact Wrestling. We're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to see how that's all gonna break down, because I know they only have X amount of episodes left for the Vegas tapings, which is supposedly where she wrapped up with Impact Wrestling. So, hey, are we going to see a title change tomorrow night? No spoilers. We're going to have to wait and find out. And I'm talking about the Knockouts tag titles. All right. Versus the Coven. The Coven, whatever. Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett for the AEW International Championship. Now, for those of you that are a little new to this change and saying, hey, Jay, no, it's the All-Atlantic Championship. No, it's not. It leveled up. Courtney says title changes tomorrow. Maybe. Behave yourself, Courtney. So Orange Cassidy is a 2-time champion in AEW as of tonight. He was the All-Atlantic champion. He is also the new AEW International champion, which I give Justin Roberts a lot of credit, because I was waiting for him to say the AEW Intercontinental Champion, because in my head, I heard him say that before he said international. And I'm like, oh, wait, no. And look, I'm sitting there talking about it, which means one of these days, I'm probably going to mess it up and call it intercontinental, and you guys are going to go international, and I'm going to be like, I said international, and then you're going to be like, no, you said intercontinental. So Courtney says same here. Oh, I don't feel so bad. Thank you, Courtney. You're too kind. So yeah, and I really did have a bad feeling about tonight. I shouldn't say this. I mean, there's no reason why Orange Cassidy can't beat a guy like Jeff Jarrett. But man, the odds were against this guy. The odds were against him. Couldn't have been more excited when the 1, 2, 3 happened. Oh man, just good to see. Good to see. Like I said, I know I'm late to the Orange Cassidy party. Got some figgies coming. One already came. The first one that was in the series with his face on the t-shirt, that one's coming next. And then if I order a third one, I'm going to make that one a custom of his all black attire that he wore for Revolution. I don't know what it was. It was just Cool. He matched Danhausen. They both wore black. So that's going to be something in the future. Now, I'm not sitting here claiming that I'm going to become the king of customs. It's just I've got a lot of appreciation for people that take the time and know what they're doing when they're making custom figs and doing different things. And I'm like, hey, I'd like to do this. I'm gonna jump in on this and maybe start with something relatively simple. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm planning on doing. So I will keep you guys informed when I do that. I wonder how paint would look on that blue jacket. But anyways, no, that's not how I'm going to do it. MVP. Seriously? You were hoping Double J was going to win? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I love me some Slapnuts. I love me some Jeff Jarrett. He's still in good shape. Look at him. He's still in good shape. The guy's got a great mind for wrestling. Love him or hate him. And, excuse me. And MVP also says it should have been Danhausen versus Orange Cassidy for the international title. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, fun match. Good back and forth. Jeff Jarrett really kicked his ass. I'm not going to lie. Proof that he looked good out there, you know. And then we had stuff with what else happened? Okay. So Saraya, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho are now officially called the Outcasts, which I'm good with that. That's cool. You know, logos like kind of like the green spray paint. It kind of fits. You know, they're spraying everybody with green. I think it's a little homage to like. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, they're ripping off the X." I mean, no. No, there's ways to do certain things and have it be like an homage to the past and still do your own thing. Similar to Trey Miguel is doing something similar. He spray painted his title green and he's doing some of the same stuff with spray paint. Oh, there you go. The Outcasts are copying Trey Miguel. Oh, stop that. Don't even start. I'm not that guy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know there are fans out there that actually sit there and they get angry and they waste energy on that kind of bullshit. Don't be that fan. Seriously. Don't be that fan. So, all right. So they're out there talking their stuff. And then Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter come out. They get their asses handed to them. Rio comes out there, and then Sky Blue and excuse me. Damn it, I can picture her. Willow. One of the newest AEW women on the roster. Willow Nightingale. That's it. Oh my God. Half my brain just fell out my ass on that one. Whew. That was a tough one. That one hurt. Willow Nightingale. They all came out, chased off the Outcasts. So, and I like this. I like this. It's Yeah, was it a big match? No, but you just threw a ton of your best women out there, all featured, baby faces and heels in this big women's war that's happening all around the Outcasts. So I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be a 5-star match. Get the women out there. You got a great storyline started. You got a good base. Now you're involving all these other people in around it, and I'm curious to see where it goes. And considering this was an international show, is even better. I can't say anything bad about this. I really can't. I do see, like, people don't want to see the improvements that are happening in the women's division. I see them. I take little things as improvements. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, it was a 10-star match, So, yes, Courtney, I said that. Rio, Sky Blue, and Willow. Just teasing you. So very cool. Soraya's group gets an official name. Main event time, and I know I'm jumped over a couple other things. I think there was like a new rap song from the Acclaimed. I'm not gonna really worry about that. But I've been on here long enough. Let's get to the main event. Main event time. We got the AEW World Trios Championship on the line. I was excited for this one. Was I expecting a title change? No. But was I excited to see the House of Black and the Elite and the Jericho Appreciation Society all together, a bunch of my faves all together, and have Winnipeg just go nuts because some of their home, their homegrown, or their hometown heroes are in the ring all together. Great stuff. We haven't seen Jericho and Kenny together in a while. This is House of Black's first big defense, I think. I think. You got the Elite out there. You got some of my other faves, Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, backing Chris Jericho. Just a ton of fun. And it just also is great to finally see the House of Black get the recognition that they've been owed for quite a while. It's been an insanely slow burn for them, but hey, they've got titles. They're going to be featured more. It just took a lot of patience. And I know there was other things as a factor, stuff that happened with Malakai Black himself. I think Buddy Matthews had something. I think Brody King's been fine the whole time. But little hiccups since the whole group got together. Julia Hart held it down. Got to give that girl some props. She was out there too. I think she got involved a little bit. So MVP says Chris was the legal man and they pinned Danny instead of Chris. Chris was legal, so I think JAS deserve a rematch against HOB. They may do that. Don't be shocked if they actually do that, because they've done that in the past where you clearly see like somebody's shoulder up and be like, hey, his shoulder was up, and it was so blatantly obvious, caught on camera, and then they count three and fans are like, hey, and then they actually turn it into part of a storyline the following week. Don't be surprised if they don't do this. So yeah, I did notice that. Actually, I wasn't going to mention it because I forgot, but thank you for bringing it up. I do remember seeing that because they knocked the hell out of Chris. He fell out of the ring. Daniel Garcia came in the ring, and then they kicked his ass, and then they pinned him. He wasn't the legal man. There was no legal tag, but I think it was, you know, they'll say, oh, well, we just allowed him to come in and finish the match because there was no way he could have continued, or they'll come up with something. I don't know what. But in a sense, yeah, they should have counted him out, you know, is what they should have done. But the action was too fast and too furious. There was a ref change for a while. It was nuts. It was a lot of fun. Everybody, it was kind of, you know how I say always, everybody got their shit in, you know. Tons of action, never a dull moment. Just great to see. Great to see. Great main event. I love it. You guys know how much I love tag team action. This was just the icing on the cake. You know, you get the trios action. You get 3 of the top teams in the company. Bunch of stars. And speaking of stars, Meltzer's probably going to give it like 7 stars, you know. So watch for that news tomorrow. But yeah, so ton of news. I know I'm forgetting something in the news, but I went on and on with the news for at least a half an hour, and then I just went on about 40 minutes with the review of AEW. So we rattled on long enough tonight. I really thank and appreciate all you guys showing up tonight, especially, well, you know, my regulars on here, you know, Courtney, MVP, Zach, William, among others, and for keeping the chat alive tonight. Thank, of all people, whoever is manning the AEW YouTube channel. That was pretty awesome, you know, for jumping in the chat and saying hi, acknowledging my little channel late at night. Much love. Thank you. That's pretty freaking cool. I'm not going to forget that one. So, so yeah, much love, everyone. You know what to do on your way out. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. We'll see you tomorrow night over on Total Nonstop Impact. And for those of you, the few of you that are here, I'll give you a little preview of some merch hitting tomorrow. There's some brand new merch. That's the design. It looks a little wonky with me behind it, but that's the new T design that's hitting the merch stores. The official announcement will come tomorrow on TNI. So much love, everyone. We'll see y'all tomorrow over on that other little channel. Good night.